Come and assemble a reborn doll with me. The first thing I'm doing is filling all of the limbs with weighting material. I'm using fine glass beads, and I fill the limbs roughly 3/4 full. To keep the beads in place, I then add stuffing. Now you can leave this here, or you can add a plug as well, like I'm about to show you. Then I repeat that process for each of the 4 limbs. You can weigh as you go to make sure they're all the same weight as well. Next, I'm going to use some steel discs to create weighting pouches for both the head and the body. Here I'm using a pair of tights to create a small weighting pouch, and this will go in the head. Then I'm going to use a sock for the large body weighting pouch. I put roughly a pound of weight into the head and about 2 to 2.5 pounds into the body. The next step is to add all of the limbs onto the body. At this point I lightly tighten all of the zip ties, but not super tight. Then I add some stuffing to the bottom of the body and then the weighting pouch on top of that, and I surround that with stuffing so that you can't feel the weighting pouch in the body. After that, it is time to weight the head, so I'm taking the head and stuffing the small pouch in through the neck. This is why I use tights, because it's super flexible, and I keep that in the back of the head and then add stuffing in to make sure it stays in place. Then I adjust all of my zip ties and cut the ends off them. I want it tight enough that the limbs don't fall off, but not so tight that they can't move. I then make sure there's enough stuffing in the shoulder portion, and then I can add the head on, and again, not so tight that it can't move, but you don't want it to fall off. I usually spend quite a lot of time adjusting the head just to make sure it's right. And then here she is all put together and dressed.